get the cause of. I think that it might be coming, however, it might be vague. We might hear things like homicidal trauma and non-specific homicidal trauma.
What do you think might have happened?
Could have been an.
Can anyone even handle what's going down right now? The situation around Celeste Reva's death has taken a shocking turn, and every single detail coming out just keeps making things darker.
And they panicked and hid her body, or because they probably didn't want to expose the relation. They're worried about exposing the relationship between him and a minor.
What started as a tragic mystery is now turning into a full-blown nightmare.
We got an address. There was a gunshot and a woman screamed. What? I'm serious. That's why we came up here like this, because and then they talked to the caller. Whoever they were talking to said that there's a person. No, sir. No, sir.
Weeks have passed since Celeste was found lifeless inside that Tesla registered under David's name. But now investigators are saying she might not have even died in that car at all. That twist alone has everyone losing their minds. Cops have been tearing through the house connected to him, checking every inch for traces of blood, secret evidence, anything that might reveal what really happened that night. And when the medical examiner stepped in, things got even creepier. They uncovered disturbing inconsistencies during her autopsy that don't add up one bit. And here's the real chill. Her official cause of death is still deferred. That means nobody knows exactly how she died, and the truth is still hiding somewhere between that house, that car, and whoever saw her last. This isn't just another Hollywood mess. This is a full-on mystery with secrets buried deep. This case has officially crossed into nightmare territory. It's now being called one of the most disturbing investigations LA has faced in years, and the deeper cops dig, the darker it gets. Things went off the rails the moment investigators stepped inside that Hollywood Hills mansion tied to David, because what they started searching for made it clear this was no normal situation. They weren't just looking for clues. They were testing for blood evidence. That alone screams that police suspect something violent went down inside those walls. This isn't gossip or speculation. They're on the hunt for cold, hard proof. And the scariest part? The results of those forensic tests are still being kept under wraps. Nobody knows if what they found inside that house connects directly to what was discovered in the Tesla. But if it does, oh, this entire case could flip on its head overnight. LAPD Commander Scott Williams told People magazine that the Tesla had been sitting in that exact same spot for weeks. He even admitted it's very possible Celeste had been dead the whole time, while her car just sat there untouched. Imagine that. Her body in that vehicle parked on a quiet LA street, gathering dust, while her loved ones were still holding on to hope that she'd walk through the door any second. Some people even said Celeste told them she was studying at USC and looked around 19. So when the truth about her real age came out, boom, everything just stopped. That single revelation flipped the entire story upside down and made the situation 10 times darker. And here's the detail that's making everyone side-eye this case even harder. Once investigators confirmed that the Tesla was officially registered to David, the same question started echoing everywhere. How did no one notice anything for weeks? Like, seriously? How? TMZ even broke down how Tesla's system works, and the explanation makes your skin crawl once you realize the possibilities. The 2023 Model Y doesn't even use a regular key or fob anymore. Everything's controlled through the Tesla app. And get this, the app automatically sends a push notification if the trunk stays open for more than 10 minutes. So if someone was moving Celeste into that car, there's a very real chance that alert could have popped up right on David's phone. Creepy, right? Now, to be fair, nobody's saying for sure that he did get the notification. Maybe his alerts were turned off, or maybe he was using a physical key card instead of the app. But come on, that's a major detail you just can't sweep under the rug. It makes the whole thing sound way too suspicious to ignore. And just when everyone thought this case couldn't possibly get more confusing, boom, the medical examiner came in and flipped the entire investigation upside down. According to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office, Celeste's autopsy didn't give investigators any clear cause of death. Her report was officially marked as deferred, and that single word has everyone talking. Now, that might sound all scientific and technical, but let's break it down. Deferred Basically means the doctors couldn't figure out how she died. Not yet, anyway. They completed the physical exam, but something about what they saw didn't match up with any of the running theories. And that's when everything started to feel seriously off. So now the entire investigation is sitting in limbo while everyone waits for the toxicology results to drop. And if you followed enough LA mysteries, you know that's a huge red flag. When things suddenly pause, it usually means the story's way deeper than it looks. But here's the bombshell nobody expected. The autopsy confirmed that Celeste wasn't pregnant. This instantly shut down one of the biggest rumors spreading like wildfire online after her body was found. That one truth destroyed a whole wave of messy stories that were dragging her name through the mud before the real facts even had a chance to breathe. Still, the real mystery here isn't just what's in the report, it's what isn't. How she died, when it happened, and why the LAPD still refuses to call this a homicide. In a statement released through Complex, they said something that sent chills down everyone's spine. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not yet determined the cause or manner of Ms. Rivas Hernandez's death. And then came the phrase that nobody can stop thinking about, beyond the concealment of her body. That line hit like a gut punch, because let's be real, it means someone hit her, someone knew she was gone, and still chose to stay silent. Even with all that, police are saying David isn't a suspect. Not officially, anyway. But come on, his name is on the Tesla, the same car her body was found in, the car that was parked outside a house tied directly to him. And now, they're testing that same property for blood evidence. Whether he was involved or not, his connection to this case is way too deep to ignore. Meanwhile, the internet's been on fire, exploding with theories, leaked info, and endless debates. But behind all that noise, Celeste's family is living a pain that words can't even touch. They've had to face the kind of heartbreak no parent should ever endure, saying their final goodbye. Celeste was laid to rest at the Queen of Heaven Cemetery in Rowland Heights, California. The service was quiet, held under a big white tent. A heartbreaking contrast to all the chaos and noise online. That place now holds the silence that this story still hasn't found. And until the truth comes out, that silence is going to haunt everyone touched by this case. It was simple, somber, and surrounded by people who clearly loved her. From the photos TMZ shared, you could feel the heaviness in the air. No flashing lights, no paparazzi chaos, just raw grief. Family and close friends stood together, trying to make sense of something that still didn't feel real. The funeral took place on October 6th, nearly 2 long weeks after Celeste's body was finally released to her loved ones. Imagine that pain, knowing your child is gone, but not even being able to bring them home yet because of an ongoing investigation. This wasn't some star-studded public memorial. It was quiet, small, heartbreakingly intimate. Hidden away from all the noise online, beyond the hashtags, beyond the wild theories. There was just a family trying to say goodbye in peace. But while the Tesla's discovery had already left everyone uneasy, what came next sent chills through everyone following the case. Private investigator Steve Fisher, who's been tracking every twist in this story, dropped details that made everything feel even darker. He said the car didn't just look dirty, it looked like it had been through something. His exact words, "The car almost looks like it's been off-road in the desert or something." He described the wheel wells torn up, the body covered in layers of dust and huge dents in the back, like it had survived some kind of brutal trip before being abandoned for weeks. If that's true, then this isn't just about what happened inside that Tesla. It's about where that car had been before anyone ever found it. And just when you think this story couldn't possibly get darker, it does, because once you start connecting the dots, it's clear this tragedy didn't just happen out of nowhere. It's the result of something way deeper and far more disturbing. There were warning signs, real ones. A former classmate, someone who actually dated Celeste back in middle school, spoke to TMZ, and the way he described her would break anyone's heart. He said Celeste was kind, thoughtful, but deep down, clearly unhappy at home. According to him, things between her and her mom were tense. Lots of arguing, constant tension, and every now and then, she'd joke about running away or just disappearing altogether. At the time, People probably brushed it off as something any frustrated teen might say. But now, looking back, it feels like she was screaming for help in the only way she knew how. And that wasn't the only red flag waving in plain sight. TMZ reported that Celeste had actually run away from home multiple times in 2024. It wasn't always a full disappearance, though. One of those times, a liquor store's security camera near her home in Lake Elsinore caught something chilling. Footage of her walking alone early one morning in March. She was wearing a black hoodie, white pants, and looked like she was carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. Her family later confirmed it was definitely her. That short clip stuck with everyone who saw it because it made something painfully clear. Celeste wasn't just talking about leaving. She meant it. She was ready to go. And that's what makes this story hurt even more. It's starting to look like Celeste was trying to escape something long before her name ever hit the news. She wasn't chasing clout or fame or chaos. She was just trying to find a little peace in a world that clearly hadn't given her any. She probably just wanted peace. But peace is the one thing this story hasn't had since the moment her body was found. Because right after police confirmed her identity, everything surrounding David went straight off the rails. And not because of new evidence, but because chaos came knocking in a whole new way. Just days after the story went public, police showed up at David's home in Texas after a terrifying 911 call reported gunshots and a woman screaming. Officers rushed in thinking it was another emergency connected to Celeste's case, only to find nothing. No gunshots, no woman, just a house filled with eerie silence. That's when they realized the whole thing had been a fake call, a full-on swatting. Somebody had intentionally sent armed officers to that home in the middle of one of the most sensitive investigations of the year. Imagine that, turning a real tragedy into a sick game. Later, the body cam footage showed officers speaking to David's dad, who looked completely stunned and said, "Someone's messing with us." And honestly, that's exactly what it felt like. Someone was out there deliberately keeping this storm alive, poking the fire, even if it meant putting another family in danger. This wasn't just drama anymore. It was turning into something darker, something personal, and whoever's behind it clearly wanted to keep everyone on edge. And just when everyone thought the madness might finally calm down, it didn't. Because right after that fake 911 chaos, new details started leaking online that sent social media into overdrive. People began digging deeper into David's past, uncovering old posts, shady connections, and photos that made everything look even messier. Suddenly, the internet had turned into a full-blown crime board. Threads, theories, and wild claims flying everywhere. Some users claimed David had deleted dozens of posts from his social media accounts right after the story broke. Others said they'd found screenshots showing him partying with people who were now mysteriously silent. Nobody could tell what was real and what wasn't, but it all added fuel to a situation already burning out of control. Then came the rumor that someone close to the investigation had leaked private details about what cops found in that Tesla. And if that's true, it means somebody inside wants the world to see just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Every day, the lines between truth and speculation get blurrier, and the tension online keeps growing like a storm that won't stop. Meanwhile, Celeste's family is begging for privacy, just trying to grieve while the internet turns their pain into headlines. The LAPD says they're following every lead, but behind the scenes, people are whispering that this case might explode again once the toxicology results finally drop. Because whatever's hiding in those reports, whatever secrets still buried, could either clear David's name completely or expose something far worse than anyone's ready for. And if that happens, buckle up, because this whole story is about to blow wide open. By this point, the whole situation was spinning out of control. The internet had turned into an obsession, with people analyzing every single post, clip, and rumor like detectives on a mission. Every tiny detail, every timestamp, every blurry photo was being torn apart by strangers trying to figure out what really happened to Celeste. Then, things got even stranger when a few insiders started whispering that law enforcement had quietly subpoenaed cell phone data, texts, app logs, and location history from multiple people close to David. Nobody knows what they found yet, but if those records show even a hint of suspicious movement, this entire story could take a whole new turn. And here's where it gets even darker. Sources online claim there might be security footage from a camera near the Hollywood Hills house that caught something late at night, something the public hasn't seen yet. Whether that's true or not, it's got everyone on edge, because if that video exists, it could either confirm the worst or reveal something nobody expected. Meanwhile, David's been keeping an icy silence. No public statements, no interviews, nothing. Every time he's spotted, he looks tense, like a man who knows the world's watching his every move. And fans are split right down the middle. Some believe he's innocent and being dragged through media chaos, while others swear he's hiding the truth behind that calm face. Whatever side you're on, one thing's certain: this story isn't cooling down anytime soon. The tension is building, the questions are stacking up, and everyone's waiting for that one piece of evidence that'll finally blow the lid off everything. Now, with this whole investigation barely holding itself together, there's only one thing left that can finally rip the truth wide open: the final autopsy results. Because if even half of what insiders are whispering turns out to be real, then David's silence won't protect him this time. Whatever the medical examiner found in that report could be the piece that changes everything, the kind of truth you can't talk your way out of. Some say the findings could completely clear his name, but others believe it's about to expose something far darker than anyone's ready for. Either way, that report is the ticking time bomb sitting at the center of this entire case. And when it drops, there's no going back. So tell me, what do you think really happened here? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video, because this story is nowhere near done. Stick around with Juicy Real. The next chapter is about to shake everything.